How's it going, everybody? Inspector here, back with another DBFZ tutorial video. Today we're gonna go over block strings, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the video. Okay, right now we're gonna do frame data, and we're gonna learn how to read that so that it helps us later on, right? So we can make decisions according to what it is we read and what we get. So what is frame data? So most fighting games are 60 FPS. So if I were to attack Frieza here, you see the startup is 6 frames. That basically just means that the attack takes 6 frames to come out, right? So between when you press and when you actually hit the character, it takes 6 frames, right? So the higher the frames, the longer the attack takes to come out. So if I use a medium here, that takes 9 frames, down medium 10 frames, heavies 14. You get the idea, right? Supers take like 15. Nice to know. Okay. And then frame advantage. So these are the two things we're going to work with: attack, startup, and then frame advantage. Frame advantage is something we're gonna focus heavily on now, especially for block strings. All right, so we need to know what is safe and what is not safe, and we'll go over that now. Okay, so we're gonna work with frame advantage now, and I'm gonna show you kind of what it is and how you kind of work with it. So if I were to attack Frieza here, you see my light is -3. Now what that means is if I were to tell Frieza to retaliate, it takes 3 frames from when I did the attack to when I'm able to move again. So if you see, if I just go light into low block, right, you can see it takes a while before I'm actually able to block, right? So the lower the number, the longer you recovering for, right? So if I have like -20, I have to recover for 20 frames before I can do something. So with that said, the lower the number, the worse it is. But you are safe up until -5. So -5 upwards is fine. -5, well, below -5 is bad. It's the no-go zone, right? So what does this mean? So I'm gonna tell Frieza here to retaliate, right? So remember I said -5 is the maximum you can go to when you are safe. So if I attack here, recover for 3 frames, Frieza attacked, as soon as he was able to, I can still block, right? 2L and then alala. Sorry, not 2L, it's just alal and then alala, right? So alala is -5. So let me actually go over this first, right? So one light is not one light, just light is -3, light -4, and then light is -5. This differs for each character, but what you need to do is go and find out what it is your character has, so that you know what is safe and what is not. So you saw there -5, right? -5 is the maximum. So if I were to do a medium here and you see -7, that means it's unsafe, right? So 2M is -10, heavy is -8, and then 2H is -17. So your heavies are basically on all characters unsafe. Some characters have safe mediums, so just go and check out for yourself. So now that you kind of know what the data is on that, again, let's just like prove to you that, you know, some things are safe and some things are not. So light into block, light into block, light into block, I can block. Medium into block, I get hit. 2M into block, I get hit. Heavy into block, I get hit. And 2H into block, I get hit, right? Because I am recovering for too long, right? Now, our block string for basically every character, for the ones that I've chosen here, is gonna be 2L, light, M, 2M, or you can do 2M, 5M, doesn't matter, into heavy, and then into some light move. So either 236 or 214, depends on the character. Now, there's something I need to show you first, right? So our attack startup for usually for everything here is pretty low, right? as you can see, everything is like below 20, actually even below 15, right? I don't actually know what the safe number is for that, but with that said, let me show you here. So, actually no, before I do that, Goku's 236 is -5 on block, but it's 24 frames long, which means if I use this in a block string, sorry, I didn't tell you to interrupt me. If I use this again, I get interrupted, right? Even if I do a medium version, if I do a heavy version, it's not gonna matter because the actual move takes too long. So, well, maybe it's not that it takes, sorry, it doesn't take too long. It's just with Goku here, he's traveling and then doing a hit, right? So, whereas if I were to use Goku Black here, even with the kind of like same type of moves here, also they safe on block, but the difference between Goku and Goku Black is that Goku Black shoots Ki Blast out as he's doing this move, so he's still like continuously hitting the enemy, right? Whereas Goku Super Saiyan just kind of dashes then hits, so he can be interrupted in the meantime. So again, just for Goku Black here, you know, same type of move, but it's safe. All right, so just kind of keep that in mind. If you use something like Vegeta, right, the 214 moves, they are actually, I think they're all unsafe, because you're kind of just gonna chill here in air, and that is unsafe, because if you hit someone, then that's a different story, because then they can do a whole animation. But using this on block is not really good. Oh my goodness, hiccups. You're gonna use a 236 light there, right? Cool thing about this is, yes, it's safe on block, but at the same time, you can kind of mix opponents. Pretty nice. So just a few more things. 6M is a thing. So holding towards your opponent and medium does an overhead attack, meaning they have to stand to block, right? But as you can see, frame advantage is 0-0, meaning that you guys are even. So if my frame or my startup attack is 6, let's say Frieza has a 7 frame attack, that just means if I do this and we both mash at the same time, I will win because my attack is 1 frame faster than his, right? Now another thing is Vanish. Vanish is plus, right? So that means if I vanish and mash, I should win if Frieza was mashing as well. So we'll go over like defense in a different video. We'll talk about this as well, but just remember, if someone vanishes, don't necessarily mash because they are plus and they could probably interrupt you. So keep mind of that. All right, so now on to the actual block string itself. So this is kind of going to be universal across the characters that I've chosen, and it is the basic, like the basic block string, right? And then this is going to be the same for all the characters except for UI. UI is going to end slightly differently, but we'll get there, right? So the universal is going to be 2L, 2L, light, 5M, 2M, or 2M, 5M, into heavy, and then some sort of light move. If it's 216 or 214 or 236. Like I said, UI Goku is going to be different. So for him, because he doesn't really have a good like block move for 2-1 for light, this 236 light could interrupt. But if your opponent has a DP or a you know, probably they just vanish or something like that, they probably could get out or even turn on you. So I would recommend probably just doing a 2-1 for special at the end. So it kind of looks like this. All right, because even if you get to medium, so protagonist here has a very far 2M, but he cannot even catch, like even close, right? So it puts so much distance in between you guys that you will be safe no matter what, right? Unless they vanish or something like that. But yeah. So, but that's gonna be just the basic one. Now we're gonna go over like actually mixing and using all kinds of things. Okay, so we're gonna go over actually mixing with the block string. So there's several different ways. We'll go there step by step, but for now, let's just get used to actually using your assist, because that's going to be a big part in this. So depends if you have a long activating assist, like you see 41 frames there, or a short, or a fast activating assist. It's going to depend on when you actually use your assist in the combo. But I'm going to use Vegeta here, so he has a long activation. I'm going to use him towards the end of the combo. And what you're looking for is you're looking to have the enemy still block your assist. If the enemy gets hit by your assist, it kind of means you slightly mistimed, because we're trying to make a gap for your character, like the one that you're playing, to maneuver in a way that you can mix, right? So first, let's just get used to that, right? Oh my goodness, I'm bad. So as you can see, that's bad, right? So that was obviously done.
You expect me to believe all this?
But just to kind of show you what it is when you're doing it wrong. If you see that, then you're like, okay, you need to do it a bit earlier. So about there, and then you kind of, you know, you're locking your opponent, right? Spoke about this last time. You are jailing, right? You're jailing your opponent into blocking. And that is a good thing, right? Wrong again. Now we're gonna do it right. Good. Nice jail, right? Right, so onto the first piece of mix. We're gonna use 6M, right? So 6M, walking forward, medium, but it takes a long time to activate. So if I do light into 6M, I'm gonna get destroyed, right? So we're gonna use assist, almost said super dash, to cover for the animation, right? So you're gonna do full basic combo into, or full basic block string into 6M with the animation. So if I do it right, it should look like this. Cool. Right? What you're looking for is not to hit the actual character. I mean, obviously you want to physically hit them, but if you like actually hit them, like open them up, it kind of means you did it wrong, because that means there was a gap in your block string, and they could have vanished, they could have DP'd, they could have done a few things to interrupt you. So if you actually hit the opponent, like do damage to them, then you probably did something wrong. So try to you know, time your assist with your 6M, and then, you know, open them up that way. Okay, cool. Next piece of mix is instant air dash. So if you remember, I did a tutorial on this. If you don't know that, go watch the tutorial. I should have covered this, right? So to do a instant air dash mix, you're gonna do an instant air dash and then medium, right? You're gonna have to time the medium, because if you do it too early, well, you're gonna miss, and if you do it too late, well, guess what? You're gonna mix. You're gonna miss. So how to kind of like time this, it's kind of like just before you land, really. And then how to confirm off of this is, there's two ways. You can either just mash medium again, so like medium into block string, or you can do a dash light, right? So it just depends on what it is you're more comfortable with. But I think the distance is kind of gonna change what it is you do. If you are like far away into, well, if you're far away, then land close behind them, that's gonna be different. I think if you start close, get far, you're gonna have to do medium to get back, right? So play around with it, see which one you like, and go on with that. So how to now just implement this into your block string. Again, the same. Instead of 6M, we're just gonna do an instant air dash. So, and then again, right there, I mistimed my actual my medium, so that's kind of why it failed. So again, let me try to do that. I'm bad. Into right. So right. So the next piece of mix is gonna be Dragon Rush. So for Dragon Rush, there's a few things you need to know. You cannot Dragon Rush while your assist is hitting them, if you didn't know that. So we're going to use two methods here. We're just going to use the assist, wait it out, and then Dragon Rush. And then we're going to bait the assist. Well, yeah, we're going to bait the assist and Dragon Rush. So your opponent's going to be looking at the assist, but you're just going to Dragon Rush straight in their face, right? So no real execution here. Just kind of also don't tell your enemy to hit, because they will hit you out of Dragon Rush if you do it like this way, right? Just to show that you cannot do it again. But you're just gonna wait here, Dragon Rush, right? If they're set to attack back, you're gonna get a hit. So you're gonna kind of just use this on enemies that don't mash. Like if they actually have patience with their blocking, and you know they keep blocking mix and stuff like that, use the Dragon Rush. Remember, it's a what's the word?
5 minutes later.
It is a
little longer than a few minutes later.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
I forgot the word. It's an opener of some sort, right? Okay, anyway, so yeah, execution, pretty simple. Into assist, into wait, Dragon Rush, or into pause, Dragon Rush, or assist, Dragon Rush, right? So it is kind of just up to you which one to choose. All right, so on to Vanish, right? So what I'm going to do here is we're going to just Vanish while the assist is going, because if you remember, we get plus frames and we should win. Now, if your opponent is a masher, this is going to, like, you're going to love this, right? Because with your plus frames, you're just going to mash and you will win every single time. So as you can see, Vanish into mash, I'm winning every single time. I'm hitting, I lost. I wasn't mashing hard enough. That is the only excuse you can have, is actually just not mashing hard enough. So if you do this, if you know your character or your enemy just mashes every time there's an opening, use Vanish, because Vanish is good for your bones, right? So again, in the combo, Vanish and then mash, right? And you should open him up. If you don't want to keep using Vanish, like you don't want to keep using a bar for that, what you can just do is then just delay your assist, you know, to just catch them when they match. All right, so on to the last piece. We're just going to stagger. So if your opponent is a pretty defensive player, like they chilled with being all defensive, blocking, whatever, you can use staggers to kind of bait them into thinking they're safe, right? So what you're gonna do here is you're gonna use an attack and you're kind of just gonna like stagger. You're not gonna like commit to like anything really. You're just gonna like, especially if you have a -2 attack, this is a good stagger tool. So kind of just gonna sit there. You're gonna like, you know, throw out a 2M or 2L, maybe some light, but most of the time it's just gonna be this like one hit, right? So you're gonna like do it like once or twice and then like go for the rest of your combo, right? Or you can then, you know, into Dragon Rush bait, into Vanish, you can do all kinds of things. But your stagger here is gonna kind of make people insecure. They're gonna feel like they might have a gap here, but they don't know how many times you're gonna stagger like this, right? So you could stagger once, you could stagger twice, you could stagger 3 times. They don't know what you're gonna do. So you can kind of use this to bait them into like thinking they're safe. Or not safe, they can attack, and then you're just gonna commit to your actual block string and you'll probably hit someone there, right? So other than all these things that we've kind of just did, one thing you're probably gonna realize is you might hit them, you know, this is kind of why we've been doing starting with light combos and all that kind of thing. Is like you're probably gonna realize that you are hitting them with like lights, or you're hitting them with heavies and stuff like that, and you know you need to follow up with that. It's kind of why we've been doing light combos so early, so that if you hit them with the light, you can now actually combo off of that and do stuff after that. Okay, very last thing. Remember I said that this is just like the basic block string and mix. So obviously there are character specific like mix that you can do, and obviously I did not go over them in this video. I think that's going to be something you're going to have to just search more deeply into, because every character is going to, their block string by itself is just, it's so in-depth, and like there's so much to cover, right? So I would recommend Tiny Talk. I'm going to link his channel in the description. So I would recommend go checking him out if there's a character that you want to know and you are specific about block string specifically. I would recommend you go check them out. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, like and subscribe. Join me on Discord and check me out on Twitch if I'm online and you guys have any questions. Feel free to come ask. I will not say no. All right. I hope you guys learned something, and I'll check you guys in the next video. Peace. Peace out.